If you want your follower notifications to look like this on Instagram, you need to make sure that you're posting at the right time, posting content that's the right length, using the right hashtags, and 2 other things I'm going to share with you towards the end of this video, because if you're skipping any of these 5 things, it's the reason you're not growing quick enough on Instagram right now. In fact, I just helped this creator make these changes, and they were literally able to gain over 600,000 followers in just a few weeks, and the same thing can happen to you if you implement these tactics. Step number 1 is you need to make sure that you're not posting on Instagram when your followers are online, because if you're only posting when your followers are online, well then only your followers are going to see your content, and this is going to lead to one of 2 things. Either 1, less views than you could have gotten, or 2, you might actually end up losing followers, because if only your followers see your content, some of them aren't going to be happy with it, and boom, they're going to unfollow you. So instead, what you need to be focused on is getting non-follower views on Instagram. In fact, you want the majority of your views to come from non-followers so that you grow quicker on Instagram and ultimately your content gets pushed out to more people. And if you want that to happen, there are 3 time slots you need to be posting in. The first one is going to be from 9 a.m. to 11:15 a.m. The second from 3:30 to 5 p.m. And then finally from 8:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Now remember, this is for the specific time zone you're currently located in, because Instagram is a geo-focused app, and in addition to that, you need to make sure that the content you're posting on Instagram is contextual to when you're posting it. For example, if you're doing a video about the best breakfast you've ever had, don't post that during lunch, and definitely don't post that at night, because that's not what people are thinking about at that time, so it shouldn't be when you're uploading content like that. But in addition to that, you need to make sure that you're using the right hashtags. In fact, there are 3 new hashtag strategies you need to make sure that you're using on Instagram, but before I share those with you, I need to make sure that you have the right settings turned on Instagram so that Instagram is suggesting your profile to people that follow accounts that look like yours. And the only way to do this right now is by logging onto Instagram from a desktop. So this is the URL you want to go to. You want to go to instagram.com/account/edit. And then what you're going to see right here is show account suggestions on profiles. What this is going to do is this is going to show your account as another account to follow if somebody goes and follows one of your competitors. And you want to make sure that this is clicked on. Right now, this is clicked off. You want it to be clicked on with this thing towards the right. And what this is going to do is increase the amount of followers that you're actually getting on Instagram right now. In addition to that, Instagram just made a massive change that you need to be aware of. Now, they're marking a lot of different accounts as spam, or they might even be removing some of your followers. And what you need to do in order to stop this from happening is you need to head over to your Instagram profile. You need to click on the followers that you have, and then you want to go over to where it says potential spam or flagged, and you want to make sure that you're approving those people, because if not, you could potentially have a bunch of followers that you could have had, but Instagram didn't let them follow you because they might have been marked by spam. And they actually do this to a lot of people, because a lot of people on Instagram don't actually create content on Instagram, and I bet a lot of people that could actually be getting value from the content you're creating aren't posting to Instagram. So what is Instagram doing? They're marking them as spam, so you need to make sure that you're going in there at least every few days and approving everybody so that Instagram stops doing this. You'll be able to train the Instagram algorithm to stop doing this, and it's going to increase the amount of followers that you're currently getting right now on Instagram. Now, in addition to that, you need to make sure that you're actually using the right hashtags. In fact, there are 3 hashtag strategies you need to be sticking to right now. The first one is going to be 6 to 8 hashtags. The second is going to be 12 hashtags. And then finally, 2 to 3 hashtags. Now remember, Instagram has literally come out and said that less hashtags is more. So yes, you could put 15 hashtags. You could put 20 hashtags. You could put 30 hashtags, but I would never use more than 12 hashtags. And ideally, you're going to be sticking to either 2 to 3 or 6 to 8, because like I said, those are the 2 best hashtag strategies for you to use, because Instagram wants you using less hashtags, and more importantly, they want you using the hashtags that are going to be the most effective for what you're posting about. In fact, you could use Instagram's new AI to tell you exactly what hashtags you should be using. So what you want to do, every time you go to post something, I want you to go to their new AI search, and I want you to type in something like, what hashtag should I use for a video about, and then give it what the video is about, and it is going to give you a few different hashtags. And then what you can do from there is say, choose 2 to 3, or choose 6 to 8. Or choose 12 of them and tell me the best ones to be using, and then it is going to give you the best hashtags, and this is going to help increase your reach if you implement these next 3 tips. The First one is making sure that you're uploading 7-second reels. In fact, 7-second reels are the reels that go viral the most on Instagram. If you want to go viral really quickly, or you want to learn what makes a good Instagram post, you need to start studying those 7-second videos. Because one of the number one things that I hear from creators on Instagram is I can't make a 7-second post because I have so much information that I want to tell people. Well, guess what? You're looking at Instagram the wrong way then. Because if you actually watch somebody scroll on Instagram, the majority of the time they don't even watch content. What they actually do is read the description of content or read the text that's on the screen. In fact, more than 50% of people on Instagram that are scrolling the app don't even have the sound on. So you're creating content that doesn't have text on the screen, doesn't have a really good description, and guess what? You're literally missing out on 50% of people that otherwise would have watched that piece of content. In addition to that, you need to make sure that you are hyper focused on what is showing on your post in the first 3 seconds. The easiest way for you to make sure that this is relevant is use a green screen. This then makes the viewer think you're commenting on something or you're going to be talking about something that is really important to that viewer, and then guess what ends up happening? You hook them in and they want to actually watch your piece of content. Otherwise, what you're doing is just creating a random piece of content that people are going to scroll by, and then as a result, Instagram isn't going to push out your content because Instagram wants to see that not only people are stopping to watch the piece of content you created, but also they want to see that they're completing that piece of content. If you don't have people completing the piece of content you're uploading, that's why you're not getting the followers you want, or you're messing up one of the next 2 things I'm going to share with you, because they're by far the most important things you need to be changing if you want to increase your reach on Instagram right now. First and foremost, you need to be focused on the big 3 when it comes to engagement. What do I mean by this? The first of the big 3 are going to be comments. You need people commenting on your post, but even more importantly, you need to comment back something around the topic of the post, because this is going to make it real easy for Instagram to see who they should actually be pushing your content to. Secondly, you need to be getting shares on Instagram. I cannot emphasize this enough. 1 share on Instagram equals an extra 400 views. If you get 10 shares, an extra 4,000 views. If you get 100 shares, an extra 40,000 views. And guess what? If you get over 1,000 shares on Instagram, I guarantee you your post is going to go viral. So how do you get people to actually share your content? Focus on 3 types of content. The first type, motivational content. The second type, content that makes them laugh. And then third, content that is newsworthy or is educational. If you're not creating content that hits one of those pillars, it's the reason you're not getting shares, and it's the reason you're not growing quick enough on Instagram. And then the final thing that you need to be focused on is how many followers are you getting? If you want to get more followers from Instagram, you need to make sure that you have a follow call to action at the end of your description and you're tagging yourself. If you're doing this, it's going to increase the amount of followers that you get. And one other pro tip, you need to start collaborating with more creators on Instagram. You need to do this because it's going to force Instagram to show your content to more non-followers. So the way that Instagram currently works, if you upload something on Instagram and it gets good engagement, they're then going to push it to non-followers. But an easy hack around this is if you do a collaboration post with somebody, now your content's going to get pushed to your followers. It's also going to get pushed to their followers. So automatically non-followers are seeing it. Hopefully they're interacting with it. And then this tricks Instagram into thinking that non-followers love your content, and then they show your content to way more people. And this is one of the biggest hacks you could be doing right now in order to get more followers on Instagram. Now, if you want to personally work with me to grow your Instagram quicker, the same way I helped this creator get over 100,000 followers, this creator over 500,000 followers, and this creator over 1 million followers, well, I want to help you grow quicker. So watch this video right here where you can learn how we can personally work together so I can tell you everything you're doing wrong to grow quicker on Instagram. I'll see you over there.